All right, our next speaker is my aunt. I know who she is.
You know my name.
She is a communication strategist, a former journalist, an author, and she is part of the International Armenian Literary Alliance, IALA. Please welcome Garinè, Boyajian, Isassi to the stage.
Thank you. Yes, I am here because I found out about this because I'm related to obviously Sevan. And I was one of the people where we were like, why is she here? Who is she? I'm not a CEO of anything. I'm just, a person who does stuff. But what I am is an author and a storyteller. And I've been hearing a lot from everybody here about the importance of telling a story. And that is one of the things that IALA, it's the International Armenian Literary Alliance, is all about. We want to tell the story, not just to each other, not just within the borders of Armenia or within the church or within this room. We want these stories to be told out into the world in a way that they can receive it with compassion. The stories of the genocide have always been, poor me, which it is poor me in one way or another. But you don't want the only thing about Armenians known in the general culture to just be about the genocide. Because now we're 3 generations past, and we are an important and vital group of people. And one of the things that IALA does is nurture the storytellers. I'm not on the board or anything, but they are backed by a lot of published authors, people you've heard of. Peter Boyajian, the Pulitzer Prize winner, is on the board. The person who started putting it together, was a journal, Olivia, and I can't say her last name, I forget her last name. Okay, yeah, that. she started it, she's a former journalist, and she started this, and then she moved to Luxembourg. And then when COVID hit, it was one of those things that actually was very helpful to our group as a diasporan creative community. They started doing things on Zoom to the point where I got involved getting involved to be in a writing group. So we have an international writing groups, and we have the writing group that I ended up in. One of them is in Yerevan. One of them is in Beirut. One of them is in Los Angeles. One of them is in the middle of Illinois somewhere. I don't even know what town. And I live in Maryland. And we would meet, and give each other our work and be able to develop with each other. And I know that there's a lot of, every time that I have tried in the past, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Texas. There were Spring, Texas. You've never heard of it. There were in Spring, Texas, there were 5 Armenians, 6 really. There were 6 Armenians, and 5 of them were related to me. So that's one of the things that I grew up with. I don't speak Armenian. I've never been to Armenia as an adult, but I still identify. I still know I'm Armenian. I'm part of the diaspora of Armenia. And that whenever I go anywhere, and whatever I do, and whatever I say, I'm representing that identity. And so I was super happy, because every time you meet someone, you have to tell them 3,000 years of history in order for them to understand what your deal is. And this is community of being a writer or being a playwright or being anything in the arts, really, especially if you're not totally in Armenia, is very lonely. It's a lonely world. So IALA has set up a space, an online space, an in-person space, where creative people can come together and they can mentor each other and they can talk to each other and they can be supportive of each other and understand where the others are coming from, because we all are Armenian. I have a couple books out, and I'm writing right now. I just finished a manuscript about the Armenian immigrant story of all of our grandparents who came to New York after the genocide, and the whole point of the book I'm writing and trying to now get published is the recovery. It's not about what happened. It's about what happened after, and how we rose up from it, and how we were resilient, and how we started over again, and how we did it because we love each other. The basis of it all is about how we love each other, because we are all one. We are all together. We are always going to be, even if you don't want to be, you're going to end up being connected to the other Armenians. So what IALA is doing is trying to connect us all together so that we can be supportive of each other and that we can tell all the stories of everyone else who's been talking over this whole weekend and just representing. Gev talked about it yesterday, about just showing up. If you show up and you are Armenian, you've already spread the word of being Armenian. You've already told everyone else, Cher is Armenian. Everyone knows Cher is Armenian. Does Cher ever talk about being Armenian? Never. But just the fact that she's out there, people know her, and they know that she's Armenian is enough. So it really is about showing up and making sure that you're representing yourself, and the fact that you're not a monolith, and that you can be involved with everybody as an Armenian representative. So IALA they have a mentorship program, mentors and mentees who meet with each other. They have, I had a slide too, and now I don't remember what I was going to say. They have grants for translators. They're trying to get a lot of things that were in Armenian, ancient Armenian. I think the Zabel thing was done by someone who's they're translating it into English. All of the work is in English that they're supporting because they want to get the word out. So they are looking for donations. They have one employee, I think he's part-time, he's in Yerevan, but everyone else is volunteering, and they're all just there to help each other. So if you're at all interested, let me know. Talk to me about it. We have a brochure, we have a website, and we would love to have more people involved and people at different levels. And just so you know, my day job has nothing to do with any of this. And so I'm my day job, I'm a project manager at a science foundation, and I write for them. So during the day I write web pages, and then at night I write fiction. So it's also probably in all of you somewhere, everyone says, one day I'm gonna write a book. Well, maybe that day is today.